to another live stream or roll up a power. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Aight, tap in, tap the fuck in. We here on the day, Mr. Roll Up. Hey man, y'all remember the Louisiana escapees? You know what I'm saying? Derrick, Antoine, Massey, and the other 8 clowns. We here to talk about that. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Well, what you got to say about them, Mr. Roll Up? Well, as y'all know, I done did videos on them. I done told y'all what's gonna happen to them, and I told y'all why they escaped in the first place. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Well, the update I gotta bring to y'all about them 2 guys, man, I'm telling you, when y'all hear these numbers, y'all gonna be like, yeah, I would have escaped too. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Man, these guys throwing their life away for absolutely nothing. And it's insane to me. You know what I'm saying? I love my freedom, but I guess everybody don't feel the same. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Man, I tell you one thing, that boy Derrick, he had him a nice little run, you know? And it's the reason why. And I'm gonna show you all this shit. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Same thing with Antoine Massey. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't get the run that he thought he was gonna get. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. I told y'all before, you don't escape jail. You escape jail, your ass guilty. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, let's get it, man. So, before we get started, right? Before I show y'all these clips of Derrick and Antoine Massey, I want to show y'all the blunts I got rolled for this shit. How about that? Right? All right. Y'all know Mr. Roller always rolling something up. What's that? So wood. How about that? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Now I know a lot of y'all like, oh, Mr. Roller, yo wood look like a banana or something. Hey, shit. Y'all know I don't roll this shit. You know what I'm saying? I roll Dutchess. Y'all know that, right? Okay. That's the first one. Let me show y'all the second one. Bam. Now that bitch butter. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let's be tweaking, bro. How about that? Nah. I'm still new to these woods. Even though I can roll them, I just don't. Y'all know I be on the Dutchess. But I seen somebody roll one of these woods. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and roll the wood for y'all, man. You know, black wood be on my ass anyway. So tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, what's going on with the chat? Taha, Altareb. I don't know if I'm saying it right. My bad. What's the deal? Jern1234. What's the deal? Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, now let's get this shit going. We gonna like this banana boat fucking wood first. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and knock this bitch off first. And after we get this going, I'm gonna go ahead and play these clips for y'all. And after I play these clips, I'm gonna give y'all my commentary. How about that? All right. Now look, I might have to light this a couple times because I ain't no wood smoker. You know what I'm saying? So don't get on me, man. Y'all let's be tweaking, bro. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Oh yeah, that's it right there. All right. So this is what we gonna do. Let's go ahead and get right to it. You know. Now I know I done made a video. I told y'all that I'm not gonna be doing no more recordings off the phone or the tablet, shit like that, cause you know, YouTube trying to monetize me, but they saying that the phone and the tablet is reused content, so they won't let me monetize off that shit, right? So I told you I was gonna, you know, take a break on there, get a laptop, woody-woo, right? But I ain't got a laptop yet. How about that? So we going back to the tablet for this shit. Nah, let's get right to it. It's my daughter tablet. Look at that. She got some unicorn shit. Look at her screen. I don't know. Look. Damn, keep going up. Fuck it. Let's get to the motherfucking video while we here, right? All right. We're going to start with Derrick Groves, right? How about that?
Derrick Groves was sentenced for the 2018 Mardi Gras murder of two men. That sentencing comes 2 months after he was found in Atlanta following that historic jailbreak from the Orleans Justice Center. Alyssa Curtis was at the DA's office today.
Derrick Groves will spend the rest of his life in prison. Friday, he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences plus an additional 100 years.
And if you remember that jailbreak footage that was running, the first person out the gate, the fastest one, the one out the longest, was Mr. Groves.
Months after he was captured in Atlanta and years after his legal process began, Derrick Groves has finally been sentenced. Groves was convicted back in October of 2024 for killing 2 men on Mardi Gras Day in 2018. Jamar Robinson and Byron Jackson, 2 others, were injured.
I think the biggest shock for me is just how evil some people can be, and evil to the point of it's funny to you.
Groves was initially convicted in 2019, but a new law requiring a unanimous jury for felony cases sent it back to a courtroom. Then a mistrial and a deadlocked jury drew the process out even more. After his final conviction, logistical issues like a recused judge and lawyer changes kept pushing back this last step.
This is the end of a very, very harrowing saga for this office, for this community. But more importantly for these 2 families. They have had to be traumatized over and over again.
And the May jail escape was just another, and exemplified his attitude toward his violent behavior, if you ask District Attorney Jason Williams.
The escape, I think, only amplifies and manifests his association with violence and accountability and what it means to live in a civilized community.
Williams says the national attention the escape brought forgot one key piece.
Every crazy comment, every crazy conspiracy is just a level of disrespect to people who were only trying to enjoy a Mardi Gras day.
Groves will serve his sentence at Angola. That's where he and his fellow 9 escapees have been held since they were all recaptured. Reporting in front of the district attorney's office, Alyssa Curtis, WWL, Louisiana.
Hey, hold up. She fine as hell for real though. How about that? Yeah, she my type all day. Long, natural, curly, beautiful hair, beautiful face, no makeup. You know what I'm saying? That's beauty right there. How about that? All right. Now y'all heard Derrick Groves situation. Yes, it's white smoke coming out my mouth. Y'all know I'm in the sun room. It's like 40 degrees or something, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, y'all gonna see the white smoke. How about that? But we gonna get this shit. Jason Morris, what's the deal? Tap in, tap the fuck in. And you right. They ass is done for. That's what we here on. And I've been telling y'all this since day 1. Now, they ass got sentenced. So let's talk about it. All right? Now, let's head over to Antoine Massey. All right?
One of the inmates who escaped from the Orleans Justice Center sentenced today to 6 years without parole for kidnapping and rape. Antoine Massey was sentenced today. He was convicted in December of kidnapping and raping his former girlfriend in 2024. Massey was one of the 9 other inmates who escaped from the Orleans Justice Center last May. He was later recaptured in Holly Grove.
All right. That's enough of this shit. So, y'all heard what happened to both of them boys. Before I get into it, right? You know what's funny about this situation is they not talking about the other 8 guys. You know what I'm saying? They only focus on Antoine Massey and Derrick Groves. Why they so focused on them, Mr. Roll Up? You got to understand something. When it comes to something like that, like Escape, they want the big fish. Them other 8 niggas, little fish. That's why they caught them so quick. You know what I'm saying? Them other 8 guys, they got caught like within the first week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. They ass was caught. You know what I'm saying? But Derrick Rose and Antoine Massey, they was on the run. Now, Antoine Massey, he got caught before Derrick Rose, way before Derrick Rose. I think Massey got caught maybe his like first month out. He might have been out for like a month, and then he got caught. But I'm gonna tell you why they jumped on, why they on his ass so much, why he all in the news press, right? Because after he escaped, he was on live. He was making videos. He basically taunting the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, you on the run and you in front of a camera. So you making the system look bad. Also, you got to remember how this technology shit work. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you on the phone and all that, your low is dropped to the system. You know what I'm saying? The system created these phones, this 5G shit, these pinging towers, blah, 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 right? And we all know this shit. So basically, you escaping jail and they looking for you, and you hop on their device saying, I'm innocent, y'all got me fucked up. That's taunting them. That's gonna give them a reason to make you an example, right? So when they finally got up with him, what they do? All in the headlines. All you gotta do is pull up his name, Antoine Massey. He got video at the video at the video. That's called an example. They trying to let you know that they don't care what kind of pull you might get from niggas in jail, on the streets, whatever the case is. If you want to play with them, they gonna come get your ass and they gonna make an example out of you. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened, man. He thought shit was sweet. All on the camera talking about, yeah, I need Cardi B to help me out, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z. Like, you naming all these big people, like they gonna jump on this case and side with him because he escaped jail. You know what I'm saying? But that was the thing, though. He knew he was cooked. That's why he was just trying to shoot his ones. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool, but you did it the wrong way. And that's why they bit down on his ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he in the headlines, because he went live. You know what I'm saying? Now, number 2, why they jump down on Derrick Rose like that? Why he all in the headlines? Well, y'all know Derrick Rose was on the run for like 3-4 months. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't go on the run that long. You know what I'm saying? Like check the history. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not too many people that got away from an escape. And if they did escape, they got caught within days. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too many people that went on the run like he did, you know. Of course, it was a bunch of people that escaped and they got away. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about in today's headlines. You don't hear about people escaping jail. You know what I'm saying? That was probably some shit like back in the 90s or something like that. But in today's world, you don't hear people escaping like that, especially going on the run that long. You know what I'm saying? See, this damn wood went out. That's why I don't like woods, man. My Dutch never go out. That bitch will burn itself slow as fuck, and it'll wait on me to come back to grab that bitch. You know what I'm saying? These damn woods, it's like, if you ain't on them, they gonna go out on you. I don't like that shit. I done set my Dutch down a few times, chopped it up with some motherfuckers, all type of shit. Went back, picked my shit up, the bitch was still burning. You know what I'm saying? But these woods, it's like, man, you gotta baby these motherfuckers, man. But anyway, back to the Derrick Rose situation, right? So why they jump down on his ass so bad? Because he was on the run all that time. Now, what I can say about Derrick Rose is he kept his mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? he kept his mouth shut, but he was on the run way too long. You know what I'm saying? So that's why his ass all in the headlines. Again, you don't even hear about the other 8 guys. Any of y'all hear about the other 8 guys? Let me know. I ain't heard nothing about them. You know what I'm saying? And this whole Louisiana jail shit always in my feed. I ain't never heard nothing about the other 8 people. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we got it understood why those 2 guys is in the headlines. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, while we at it, you do know that some more guys had escaped from a jail down there. I think it was like 4 or 5. I had did a story on this shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear them talking about them. You know what I'm saying? Because them niggas they escaped and they jailed. There was a bunch of young niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't remember the video. Y'all know I freestyle. I don't rehearse nothing, you know. So I don't remember what video it was, but it's in there in the feed. You know what I'm saying? So y'all go check out that video. But some young niggas escaped jail down there. And they ass got caught quick. You know what I'm saying? Quick. And that's why you don't hear about it. But that's what I'm saying about, that's the whole thing with this Derrick Rose and Antoine Massey shit. You know what I'm saying? Because them niggas escaped and they was gone for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That's a clear indication from the system letting all of the civilians, all the street niggas, all the hood niggas, whoever, letting everybody know that if you try something like this, we gonna get you. Don't think because they went on the run for a couple months, that was some shit. Them niggas is about to get cooked. You know what I'm saying? This is what the system is trying to tell everybody. This why them 2 been in the headlines like that. Guess what? I was right there giving y'all the news on it. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. So y'all can go through my videos. I've been covering it ever since they had skipped. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know on this channel I talk about prison shit too. Because I done been to prison. You know what I'm saying? I did 4 years in that bitch. So I understand how all this shit work. You know, that's why I be talking to y'all about prison. You know, a lot of people get on here talking about prison. They be watering down shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. I give y'all the whole real. Like, nah, that nigga cooked. Nah, that nigga hit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be like, well, he might beat this because of that, and he might win this because of that, and he might get convicted because of that. I don't do none of that. Y'all know me. I keep it straight 100. That nigga through. He cooked. It's over. Use the example, Mr. Roll Up. How about Lil Derrick? Haven't I been telling y'all that about Lil Derrick? He ain't been sentenced to none of that. And I've been saying this since day one. I like that nigga is hit. Go check out my video. I did, what, maybe like 4 or 5 videos on Derrick. Go check them out. Every last one of them, I said, he guilty. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? Why is that, Mr. Roll Up? Because it's the feds, man. When the feds come get you, it's over. The feds got like a 97, 98% conviction rate. So just to say out of every 100 people, maybe only 2 of them gonna beat them. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Now, when the state come get you, you got a good chance at beating it. Because the state will come get you. And I'm going to get back to the whole Antoine Massey, Derrick Rose. Y'all know I be derailing sometimes, but I cooperate everything, right? Especially when I get high. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Nah. Like I was saying, right? With this dirt shit. With the feds, the state, how they move. You know what I'm saying? With the state, right? When they come get you, they'll come pick you up just because somebody said, yeah, it was him. I saw him do it. I was standing on this corner and I seen him do that to that guy over there. And the state will come get your ass right then and there just because somebody said it. Or the state will come get you because somebody in the neighborhood put out a description. Yeah, he was a tall black guy with braids. And then the state which is the police. They be riding around the neighborhood. Boom, tall black nigga with braids. There you go. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even be the right person, but this is how the state move. You know what I'm saying? They go by descriptions and what people tell them. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they go by evidence too, but we talking about the whole description side, right? So the state, they'll go off a description. You know what I'm saying? And you can go to court with the state and you could beat that shit. Niggas beat murders all the time in the state. Let me tell y'all something else about murders in the state. Do you know murder in the state is the easiest case to beat? Yeah. A state murder case is the easiest case to beat. You probably like, hell no, Mr. Roller, that's the hardest case to beat. No, it ain't. That's just the case that give you the hardest time if you get convicted. But you could beat a murder, you know what I'm saying? And you could beat it easily. I told y'all about elements, you know what I'm saying? If they don't meet the elements of your crime, whatever you supposed to be convicted of, you're gonna beat that shit, especially with a murder. Number one thing about a murder is, if it ain't no witnesses, it ain't no case. I mean, of course, the evidence, of course, that's always. But like I said, we moving off the state, how the state move. They on descriptions. If they don't got no description on the murder, they got to come with some hard ass evidence. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times the state don't be having hard evidence like that. So it's easy for a nigga to beat a state case. You know what I'm saying? Example. Young Thug and all that shit. The whole YSL trial, you know what I'm saying? State case. All them niggas home. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about the feds. We talking about the feds. The feds don't move like the state. See, somebody can run up on a federal agent and be like, yeah, he did it. I was standing on this corner and he did that to him over there. The feds gonna be like, oh, straight up? Okay. They gonna fall back. Jot down some notes and shit. Find out who all your people is, where everybody live at. Start going around the neighborhoods you be at. Start taking pictures of shit. Get to watching you, seeing who you interacting with. Then they start questioning them. You know what I'm saying? Basically putting extortions on them. Hey, you better tell us something about this guy or we gonna take your kids. You know the feds can do that. Just because of your association with this person. The feds can do that. Thomas Foolery. What's up with the question marks? You ain't been tapped in. That's all. You ain't been tapped in. Because everybody here that's tapped in, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody here chilling. They let me flow because they already know. You ain't tapped in. How about that? Nah. Like I was saying with the feds, right? So they do their homework on you. In the midst of that, they send you a letter in the mail and they tell you they investigating you. They watching you. They know you was involved with such and such crime and they on your ass. You know what I'm saying? So after they hit you with that letter, they start watching that movement. How you move after you get that letter from them. They taking pictures of that. They watching everything you do, who you talk to, everywhere you go, all of it, right? It might even take them a couple of years to come get you. Whatever. Some people, it take them 10, 20 years to catch up with them. But when they do, guess what? It's over. They got everything that they needed on you. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going on with Lil Durk. That's what I'm getting at. That the feds took their time with his case. They didn't just move off a description. They moved off of evidence. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get back to this Derrick Rose and Antoine Massey. Like I said, that was a little derailment. Y'all know I derail time to time, you know. But back to Derrick Rose, right? So with their whole situation, right? Them boys, they didn't got sentenced now, right? Who knows? They probably could have beat their case because they was in the state. They probably could have. You know what I'm saying? But evidently, they knew that they couldn't beat it, right? I'm saying when you go to court, like things change in court. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be sitting in your cell thinking one thing and things can change in court. Like it happened all the time, you know? So they probably could have beat their case, but because of the fact that they escaped, that escape found them guilty, period. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing called loopholes, right? It's loopholes in every case. If you can find a loophole in your case, it can set you free. So with them, I felt like maybe they looked over their discovery packet and they was like, you know what? We ain't gonna be able to beat this shit. You know what I'm saying? All 10 of them. They probably been sitting at the tables, you know, talking to each other and shit like that. Like, man, I can't find the loophole. You know what I'm saying? I can't find the loophole, bro. It's over with. And they all, this is prison talk. You know what I'm saying? Jail talk, whatever you want to call it, right? So many guys, they all get together and look over their case and they be like, yeah, it's over with. They got this, they got that, this dude saying that. It's over with, right? So now they try to think of the best plan, plea deal, whatever they can get. You know what I'm saying? So now they lawyer come to holler at them. Hey, look, you saw your discovery pack. You know you ain't gonna win. You know they got this, that, blah, blah, blah. This is what I could do for you. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when the plea deals started coming up, right? With them niggas probably wouldn't even get no plea deals. Because a lot of times they don't offer you plea deals. You don't get offered a plea deal just because you caught a case. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they don't offer plea deals. Sometimes they be like, hey, we want straight to trial. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. Sometimes they do that. If they got enough evidence on you, they won't even offer you a plea deal. They just take your ass straight to trial, right? So, anyway, with that being said, them niggas probably got hit with some shit by their lawyers. You know what I'm saying? They lawyers tell them like, hey, you ain't gonna beat this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the best I could probably do for you is 35 years. You know what I'm saying? I can get you 35 years, you know. Boom, you know what I'm saying? You'll be about 60 when you get out, but that's about the best I can get you, you know? This is how the lawyers talking to the defendants. They not talking like that verbatim, but I'm giving it to y'all in layman's terms. You know what I'm saying? So when the lawyer telling them like, hey, I only can get you 30 years, 40 years, you know what I'm saying? They be like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm about to escape. I got to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get a life sentence. What? You know what I'm saying? So that's how them boys concocted their plan to escape. Because all of them hollered at their lawyers. Trust me, they all talked to their lawyers before they did this escape. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. That's number one rule when you go to jail. You don't lose your top on nothing until you talk to your lawyer. Because like I said, things can change. Like, just like that. You know, you look, let me give you an example. Like, you could be guilty of some shit, right? And the police come lock you up, all that. You did that shit, all that, right? And you know in your mind that you did it, right? And then your lawyer can come see you, and your lawyer can be like, you know what? Man, they don't got this, they don't got that, they don't got that. You about to go home. And you did it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when it come to elements of the case, if they don't meet them elements, case get beat. You know what I'm saying? It happen all the time. All the time. Straight up. It's a lot of niggas that come home every day and keep their mouth closed because they know they was guilty of that crime. You know what I'm saying? And they beat that shit because they didn't have the right elements. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a science to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So my point of saying all that was to say this, just like I said. Them niggas knew They heard from their lawyer. Their lawyer told them, hey, they met all the elements to your case. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, we could drag this out as long as you want to, but they met all the elements of the case. You know what I'm saying? So they got hit with some bad news. All them niggas in jail, they got hit with bad news. This is jail politicking. You know what I'm saying? They got hit with bad news. So, like I said, more than likely, they all sitting at the same tables talking to each other about their cases and all of that shit. They got the word from their lawyers. And you got people like Antoine Massey and Derrick concocted a plan. Brought in 8 other niggas on this plan. Hey, we hit. You know what I'm saying? We might as well try and get up out this bitch because we hit. You know what I'm saying? Well, they came up with a plan. They had outside help, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? They had this shit mapped out. And that's why they got out. You know what I'm saying? They played it the right way. They did it how they needed to do it. They had who on the outside operate from the outside. They executed and they escaped. That was the whole play. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is where they fucked up at. Because you got to understand, once you get them handcuffs put on you, that's that. There's no turning back from that. You don't get released. Even when you go to jail, you know when you in jail, you don't have on handcuffs when you in jail, but you're in jail. So technically, it's like you still got cuffs on your wrist. You know what I'm saying? The only people that could break, the only person that could break them cuffs off your wrist is a judge. Not you, because you felt like you innocent, or your friends on the outside world feel like you innocent, or somebody you got on the inside that'll help you out feel like you innocent. No, only the judge. Only the judge can set you free. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So if it's anybody word besides the judge, then it don't matter. That's the one who slammed the gavel, give you the time, or who say, hey, you know what, case dismissed, go home. If it ain't something like that, you remain in custody. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of jail. You are secluded. You know what I'm saying? You no longer a part of the outside world. You are in a cage. And this is where you're going to live until you talk to a judge. And the judge got to document whether if the judge feel like you should be out or you should be in. Only the judge can decide that, not you. You know what I'm saying? So they went against house rules. They broke out of jail. So that automatically put them in a guilty position. Because again, it's only one person that can set you free. And it ain't you. You know what I'm saying? If it was you that could set yourself free, would nobody be in jail? So it's not your decision, regardless how you feel. You know what I'm saying? It's not your decision. It's up to the judge. You gonna get a court date. You gonna see the judge. They gonna say what they gonna say. They gonna do what they gonna do. You go against it, you are guilty. That's exactly what those 10 escapees did. They went against house rules. You know what I'm saying? They escaped. So now y'all out here in society. Y'all are labeled, when you go to jail, you're labeled a threat to society. That's why you in jail. You a threat to society. You know what I'm saying? Again, the judge is the only one that can counter that and say, you know what, I feel like this person is not a threat to society. Go home. Or the judge can say, yeah, I do feel like he's a threat to society. Stay in jail. You know what I'm saying? Only the judge can call it. So for those 10 escapees calling they own, freedom, it automatically marked them as guilty. So while they out here on the run, they are already guilty. Even though they possibly could have beat their case because they might have had a loophole. But then again, like I said, the lawyer came and talked to them and told them, nah, y'all through. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, at the end of the day, they didn't even carry out with their case. They escaped from jail. Usually when people escape, they escape from prison. Meaning they already been sentenced, they already been found guilty, all of that. They going to the big house. They at the big house now. That's usually when people escape. People don't escape in jail. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's a chance you could beat your shit. Like, real talk. Here go another example. You could be basically found pretty much guilty the whole time you in jail. All the way up until, let's say, your last court date. You know what I'm saying? Not the sentencing, but right before the sentencing. I forgot what all them different damn court dates is called. I ain't been in jail in so long. I'm wiping that shit out of my mind. I'm just putting it here on video so y'all can go with it. But I'm done with jail. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, just to say, the court date right before your sentencing, you know what I'm saying? That one right there can be the court date that set you free. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, your lawyer can come back and find some shit. And it could be the last court date before your sentencing. And your lawyer can find something, be like, hold on. And you can get free right then and there. Your last court date before a sentencing. You know what I'm saying? It happens. So bottom line is, don't nobody escape from the county jail. So with them escaping from the county jail, that was like a double guilty. You already guilty for escaping for one, and you escaped the county jail. That's a double guilty. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward the tape, they escaped, they got caught. The first 8, easy. Caught their ass with no problem. Them was the small fish. They just hopped in on the plan that Derrick Rose and Antoine Massey had going on. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna smoke them too. You know what I'm saying? They just don't got them in the headlines. But these two, Antoine Massey and Derrick Rose, when they finally caught them, I made a video. I said it. I was like, dog, they about to cook them niggas. It's over with. You don't escape jail. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. You don't escape. You automatically guilty on whatever counts that you in there for. If you escape jail, you're guilty. Let me make another example, right? When I was in prison, right? I was in prison with a guy that we called him Eastside, right? I just spoke on him before, named Justly Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. In prison, he went by Eastside. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, he had a murder case that he was innocent on, but he got convicted. Why is that? Okay, well, let me throw this in there real quick, how this case happened. This was back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Some white woman pulled up in the hood on the east side of Detroit. White woman pulled up over there to get some drugs, right? When she called herself meeting the dealer, ended up being a killer. You know what I'm saying? Dude smoked her. He ran up on her car, blew her head off. And she had her 5-year-old son in the back seat, right? Dude just straight ran up on the car, blew her head off, right? Okay, the police show up, right? They questioning the little boy. Who was he? What he look like? Tall, bald head, blah, 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 right? So the police circled around the neighborhood. They found the tall, skinny, bald head dude, which was this nigga Eastside I'm talking about. Boom, brought him in. They brought him in. The little boy pointed him out. Yeah, that was him. He got convicted on that shit. All because a 5-year-old boy said, yeah, that was him. They killed my mama, right? By the time I bumped in the east side, he had like 14, 15 years in. You know what I'm saying? The nigga was like so sad. You know, you could tell like it was draining him. You know what I'm saying? But every day I was in there with him. I did about 3 years with him. Every day I was in there with him. He claimed his innocence every single day. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought the nigga was lying because everybody in there say that they innocent. You know what I'm saying? But him, he was very vivid about his shit, right? I'm like, well, you know, I hope you beat your case and everything, but, it's looking bad. You in here on a murder, you know what I'm saying? Somebody said you did it. It ain't too much you could do after that, you know what I'm saying? But he like, nah, I'm fighting my shit. I'm gonna beat my case. I didn't do it, blah, 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 right? Cool nigga. Stayed out the way, did his time. They freed him like 2019, 2020, somewhere around that time. The Innocent Project got on his case. You know what I'm saying? They found out it wasn't him. Come to find out, the little boy then grew up. This is about damn near 20 years later now, right? The little boy grew up. I don't know how it happened. The Innocent Project got with the little boy or something. I don't know how they made a connection, but the Innocent Project, you know, got involved, right? The little boy, which is a grown man now, he come out and say it. He like, nah, he wasn't the guy that killed my mama. He had to come off of it because, you know, I guess all the evidence or whatever wasn't adding up. You know what I'm saying? So he had to come off of it. And he did. And it freed him. Eastside is free now. And not only is he free, Eastside sued the state. And he got millions of dollars behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what his money like, what he got going on. I'm not counting his pockets. This shit is documented. It's in the paperwork. You can look him up, whatever. He sued their ass and he hit him. You know what I'm saying? For like false imprisonment for like 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. My point of bringing that up is this right here. This was a man that was innocent, but he got convicted of a murder and got a life sentence. And he didn't try and escape jail not once. And I was in there with plenty of guys like that. I'm just using Eastside as an example. You know what I'm saying? Never, not one time. He never even said, I'm out to try and jump this gate. None of that. You know what I'm saying? He was straight. Like, man, I'm going to beat this shit. I'm like, shit, I hope you do, you know? Sure enough, he beat it. He out here. He living his life. I see him every day. He living his life. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? How about that? So, the overall to all that, man, is if you innocent, you're not going to break out of jail. It's jail or prison. You're not going to break out, bro. You're going to get your appeals together. You're going to get your team together. You're going to jump on the Innocent Project. Like, you're going to do everything you got to do to get out of there. Because it's only one legit way to get out of there. And that's through a judge. You know what I'm saying? So, these niggas escaped jail. So again, they told everybody they guilty. They escaped. So there you have it. Now all they got to do is catch them. And they did. Okay, now they caught. So what was they locked up for in the first place? Well, y'all heard Antoine Massey kidnapping and rape of his own girlfriend. He knew that he did that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why he escaped jail. But then when he trying to get the plea in his innocence, he wanna say that he was innocent because it was his girlfriend. That's why he was trying to get everybody to defend him, because he like, this is my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, how I kidnap and rape her, she my girl. And on top of that, she just helped me escape jail. So how am I guilty? That's how he playing it. You know what I'm saying? No, if that's the case, then stay in jail until you see that judge. You see that judge, let that judge know, like, hey, this girl, she writing me and all type of shit. And she said that I kidnapped her. If I kidnapped, raped her and all of this, why is she writing me, sending me money, coming to visit me, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of ammo you use when they say that you are guilty of some shit like that and the victim is actually being in contact with you while you in jail. That's how you counteract that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I guilty of this? This motherfucker write me and come see me every week. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that. He escaped jail, and then he told everybody this is what happened. That's backwards, dog. And he know that. But he knew he was done. That's why he just got out and put it on tape. Like, hey, fuck it. I'm about to be gone with the rest of my life. I might as well go ahead and jump on camera real quick. You know what I'm saying? He knew it was over with. And guess what? He went to court for the shit. Guilty. Easy. They found him guilty on that shit. Easy. How much time they gave him? 60 years. 60 years in prison. Done for. But he knew a time frame like that was coming. That's why he escaped in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Cold-blooded. Derrick Rose. Y'all seen how much time he got, right? 2 life sentences. Plus, what, 20 years or some shit like that? Me, honestly, I don't even be understand why they give you all that time. One life sentence is enough because it's a life sentence. You know what I'm saying? It's over with. So I don't understand what double life, triple life, and plus 50 years. I don't understand all that shit. That's just like a flex at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's overkill. You know, like you already gave the motherfucker life. It's over with. You know, but the system they get they roast on too. You know. So anyway, they gave him 2 life sentences plus some. You know what I'm saying? Take all them hollows. How about that? You know? What he do? Y'all seen the clip in the beginning, you know? The nigga shot and killed 2 people at a Mardi Gras in front of all these people. You shot and killed 2 people at a Mardi Gras. Y'all done been there. How many people be at a Mardi Gras? What, hundreds to maybe 1,000 people? You know what I'm saying? You got hundreds of people standing around. Yeah, about to light this second. How about that perfectly rolling? You know what I'm saying? How about that? So you killed 2 people at a Mardi Gras in front of everybody, in front of at least hundreds of people, at least. He knew it was over. It's Mardi Gras. There's cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have him since he walked in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? All the way to the point he shot both of them people and he left that bitch. They had him from front to back. So he knew he was done. So of course he was in on the whole scheme too. Yeah, let's escape. And this is why he killed 2 people at Mardi Gras in front of everybody. He knew it was over. You know what I'm saying? That's just the facts of it. He knew it was over. This is why they escaped. This is why. Look how much time they got. They got numbers that ain't even doable. You know what I'm saying? Even Antoine Massey, he at least 30. And they gave him 60 years. That means he'd be 90 by the time he even eligible to get out. Man, that man be dead by that time. And if he ain't dead, shit, he ain't gonna walk up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew what they was doing. Like, man, that nigga threw. He threw. And even if he, just to say he do make it a whole 60 years, right? Now he 90 years old going to see the parole board. How many parole reactions I just showed y'all? Old ass men in their 70s, 80s going up to the parole board, and the parole board still smoked their ass. I give y'all a minute. I'm smoking this blunt anyway. I just want y'all to tell me how many times have I done showed y'all parole reactions? Old niggas getting smoked. They don't show you no sympathy just because you did a whole lot of time in prison and you old as hell now. They don't show sympathy to that. They don't give a fuck. All they got to do is flop you. They keep flopping you. Flop, 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 flop. Till your ass die. They go flop you till you die in that bitch. They don't got to let you out. So Derrick Rose, he threw. Antoine Massey, he threw. Derrick Rose, he double threw. 2 life sentences plus some. You know what I'm saying? Them boys threw their life away for nothing. Both of them. Threw it away. Antoine Massey, he could have walked away from his girlfriend. Whatever little, argument, beef he had with her, he could have left her and went on about his business, man. Oh, light-skinned nigga with braids. He could have got a whole bunch of bitches. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to deal with her. He could have left her. But nah, he was on that tip. He took her beyond her freedom line. That's how he got kidnapped. I'm pretty sure he didn't just pick her up off of her feet and carried her to the car and tied her up and you know what I'm saying, and all that. Like, all he had to do was move her far enough from her freedom line. It's a kidnapping. Shit, it could be 5 feet. You can move somebody 5 feet from their freedom line. That's a kidnapping. So it don't take much to catch a kidnapping. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much. You don't got to hog tie motherfucker and spin them on the wheel. You don't got to do all that. You move somebody far enough from their freedom line, that's a kidnapping. Then a rape. This is girlfriend. How you rape her? This is girlfriend. Where's the rape at? Just her agreeing to be his girlfriend is automatic consent. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Let's be for real. I mean, of course you can say, no, I don't want to do it right now. You know, things like that. But let's be for real. This is girlfriend. So whatever it was, he was extra overly aggressive the whole time. And he thought because he had that position, like, I can do whatever I want. She gonna let me do whatever the fuck I want. And it didn't go that way. She told on him. And he got some serious ass charges for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, fuck it. Let me go ahead and escape. Because he knew it was a rap. And again, that's why he went live and got to saying the dumb shit he was saying. I need Cardi B, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? These people don't know you. Why the fuck would they speak on your behalf? They don't know you, your case, nothing. Why the fuck would they speak on your behalf? But like I said, that was just his 15 minutes of fame. He knew it was over for him. That's just the real truth. He knew it was over, you know? Now, with Derrick Rose, again, he killed 2 people broad daylight. Well, I ain't gonna say broad daylight, but in front of a whole lot of people. So that was his reason to escape. He knew he wasn't gonna get out, you know? It's rules when it come to going to jail. It's rules, you know? If you guilty, eat that shit, take it like a man. You know what I'm saying? If you guilty, just take it like a man. That's all there's to it, you know? Escaping is some shit for like if you on death row or something. You know what I'm saying? Or if you got a life sentence, you know? Other than that, if you don't got no time like that, you not supposed to just, dog, escaping is the last thing to do. I'm telling you, man. Anybody that been to jail, everybody know, escape is the last thing you do. You know what I'm saying? That was the first thing on their mind. So that's exactly why they got smoked. They got found guilty instantly. Both of them. Both of them. Their trial was over with so quick. It was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? They waited longer on getting sentenced than actually going to trial. You know what I'm saying? They got smoked instantly. Wasn't nothing to deliberate on. They escaped jail. No, I'm not cold at all. That's the crazy thing. It's just, like I said, it's like I'm in the sunroom. You know what I'm saying? It's like 40 degrees outside. The sunroom is just like a box over the damn wind. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm outside, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So that's why you see my breath and all that, you know. But no, I'm not cold at all. I promise you. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't cold. I promise you. I am not cold at all. I promise you. I don't got to sit here. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in the crib, but I'm not cold at all. It's just the weather. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Says that beer warmed me up. That's funny as hell. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, for sure. Keep me warm. Yeah. But yeah, man. Them boys, they about to spend the rest of their life in prison, man. It's over with. And y'all know I always keep it real on what's gonna happen to these guys when they go to prison. And you know, on some real shit, Derrick Rose gonna be somebody's girlfriend. JMG, you funny as hell. The lack of hair is wild. Cause nah. Good hang time, you know. Get all my hair, dog. Yeah. How about that? So ain't no lack of hair. I might got a big forehead. I take that, but I got all my hair. You know what I'm saying? How about that? You funny, man. But yeah, dog. Antoine Massey gonna be somebody's girlfriend. Straight up. Why is that, Mr. Roll Up? Shit. He in there on the kidnapping and rape. It don't matter who it is. When you get a rape, you go to prison for a rape. It's over with. The boys get right on you. They don't like this shit. The way how niggas in prison play it, they'll say some shit like, well, that could have been my auntie. That could have been my mama. That could have been my cousin. That's the way how they play it in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could have been somebody that was close to me. That you took, you know, they womanhood type shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though they know it's not their family member or none of that, it's just the fact of that it could have been somebody that they know. You know? So they don't play that shit. So he gonna be somebody's girlfriend. It's gonna be a Damon or a Green Mile in that motherfucker that's gonna get on him. Real talk. Y'all know how this go. Straight up. They on his ass right now. He in a level 4 right now. Probably in the cell with a Damon or a Green Mile right now. You know what I'm saying? That's on his ass. Hey, let me see that paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And he got a high profile case. So all them guys in prison, they know what he in there for. Now, I will say this. They gonna give him his respect for escaping. You know what I'm saying? They gonna want to hear his story. You know, what he was doing when he was out. Where he go. What he eat. Blah, blah, blah. Did he get some pussy? Blah, blah, blah. You know, shit like that. They gonna want to hear that, yeah. But after that, let me see that paperwork. You know what I'm saying? They only want to hear that shit for so long, and then it's gonna be like, all right, pull that paperwork out. And when they see that paperwork, it's gonna say kidnapping, rape. Flat out. By all the time they gave him. Because, to be honest, escape is only like 5 years. You know, it's just that you don't do it because they automatically mark you as guilty. Like, you won't never get an appeal or none of that if you ever escape. You would never get an appeal. That's just that. You know what I'm saying? He told on himself by escaping. And this is why he gonna have a Damon or a Green Mile on him, because he was guilty for what he did. And he got to deal with that for the next at least 60 years. He gonna be somebody's girlfriend. I'm just being for real, you know, real talk. He gonna be somebody's girlfriend. Now, as far as Derrick Rose, I'm gonna be honest. I think he gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? I think he gonna be good. Real shit. I don't think he gonna have a problem. You know, as long as he can defend himself, because of course he gonna have some jail, some prison fights. You know, it's gonna happen. You know, he probably gonna get into it with somebody that got a knife that ain't gonna want to do no talking. So he gonna have to whip knife. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have a couple of them. You know, it's gonna happen. But for the most part, he gonna be respected. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be respected. Straight up. Derrick Rose, he gonna be straight in there. Real nigga shit. He gonna be straight. Whoever he killed and why he killed him, he gonna have to explain that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing about that is that you know, if he fuck around and bump into family members or whoever he killed, he gonna have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good chance that could happen because he killed 2 people. So it's a good chance he might run into somebody that fuck with them or close to them or family with them, you know, some shit like that. Yeah. He might have them problems. But other than that, he gonna be straight. He gonna have to do the rest of his life in that bitch, but he gonna be alright. Real shit. And them prison politics. You know what I'm saying? People gonna respect it. He killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't rob nobody. He didn't rape nobody. You know, he ain't do nothing funny. He just straight smoked some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, them was the ops. Bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? Niggas in prison gonna respect that shit. Real talk. Especially when you do it in front of a bunch of people like that. Niggas in prison really respect it, you know, because it's like, damn, if he'd do something like that in front of a bunch of people in the free world, what the fuck would he do to us here in prison? You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga, wow. Hey, chill on, bro. You know what I'm saying? That nigga crazy. He get wild. Because when most niggas commit crimes like that, they try and do it in the dark when don't nobody see them. They don't want nobody seeing them doing no shit like this. You know what I'm saying? This nigga, he did it in front of everybody. So yeah, niggas in prison gonna respect it. They gonna be like, yeah, dog, 100 for that one. You know what I'm saying? He caught them niggas he ain't like and he blew their ass down. He ain't waste no time. He didn't follow them around that bitch. He didn't, you know, try and get they load to their crib. Nothing. He blew their ass right there on sight. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna respect it. So Derrick Rose, he gonna be straight. And you know another fucked up thing about him? People gonna support him. He gonna be straight. People gonna support him. He didn't tell on nobody. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't all in the camera crying or nothing, you know, trying to get a lesser sentence, nothing. He took his right to the chin. He got caught and took it. Like, all right. That shit get you hella respect in prison. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, man, them boys threw their life away, you know, for something they both could have turned the cheek on, you know. I wasn't there, so I can't speak on, you know, they shouldn't have did what they did. But if it's coming from my angle, like I said, Antoine Massey, he could have just walked away from her and got him a new girl, you know. Fuck that. And Derrick Rose could have just kept it moving in the Mardi Gras line, you know. But again, that wasn't me. So I can't call that shot. They did what they did and they got to suffer the consequences, you know. They come with the game. It is what it is. So that's the story on Antoine Massey, Derrick Rose, man. Them boys got cooked. How about that? It's been another live stream of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunt out and your drink poured.